What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos, and let's get started. So today I am partnering up with Modelones to show you guys two of their new gel kits, but guys, we are going over color changing gel polish today and I am so excited for it. So like I said, we have two kits today. So one of them is going to be some really beautiful gel toppers. One of them is going to be the color changing gels. So each of the kits have 6 polishes in them, and since they are gels, they do require curing in between each layer, so just keep in mind I am curing them in between each layer as I am swatching them. So yeah, let's just get started. I am going to be using peel off base coat for today's swatches, so stay tuned to the end for peeling. I'm going to start off by showing you guys the color changing gels because I'm super excited about them, and then we are going to go over the glitter gels. So let's get started. Roll that footage. So as tends to be the case with a lot of these Modelones gel kits, these polishes actually do not have names, so just bear with me. I'm going to do my best to describe them, but you are buying them in a kit with all 6 of the polishes that I'm showing you guys, so don't worry about missing out on a particular color if you plan on getting these. But anyway, this is the first color, and this one is actually fairly unique to the rest of the collection because this one is what I would call a trithermal. So when it is cool, it is this deeper fuchsia kind of color. When it's cold, it's actually a deep purple, and then when it's warm, it's sort of like a light blue shade. So that is super cool. I had never had a trithermal before, and I thought the shift was just so awesome, so I'll be showing you guys the shift in a moment. But I ended up doing 2 coats for full coverage. I thought it was really easy to apply and it looked really nice. The cool thing is you can kind of just move the polish around as long as you need to before you cure it, because it is a gel, so you don't have to worry about like messing it up or it drying too quickly. So here you can kind of see that trithermal. Honestly, I couldn't even get my hand that cold, but the shift was really impressive and immediate, so you could kind of see how it was going, and clearly I was like medium cold, so my hand was staying pretty pink in terms of the neutral part. This is actually the only polish in the collection that had a cream finish as well. So moving on to the next polish, and oh my gosh, I was so excited about this one because it's this really cool blue toned purple base that has a ton of hex glitters in it. I would almost call this a blurple or even an indigo. I feel like blurple and indigo are the same thing. But anyway, I thought this shade was so cool. It definitely has that like almost indie style that I've been loving, where it's just like chunky and full of glitter, but also ends up being really smooth on the nail. And again, I just kind of work it around as much as I need to in order to make sure it is nice and smooth before I cure it. One of the reasons that I absolutely love gels, because it just makes it easy to get the perfect manicure without having to rush yourself. So I ended up doing 2 coats for this one as well, and it is that cool toned purple in the cold state, but then in the warm state you actually get a really soft warm pinky color. So once it's in the warm state, you can actually see that all of those hex glitters are actually light pink hex glitters, which I couldn't even tell when it was in the cold state. So I think that's a super awesome little reveal there. So totally loved that. Next up we have this shade, and of course since I am cold we are seeing it in its cold state first. So it's got this like hot pink, almost neon base to it, and then it is absolutely packed with holographic hex glitters. So it's hard to tell. I am in direct lighting, so you should be able to tell, but it's really difficult to tell when everything is in focus, and I wanted you guys to be able to see the actual polish, so I didn't want to blur it out here. But when you're in sunlight you can definitely see a nice sparkle on this. So again, we have 2 coats for full coverage, and then this one, once you put it into a warm temperature, it becomes this really soft peachy pink color. So it's actually a fairly subtle shift. I like that they're both pink, so it makes it pretty easy and almost like a neutral kind of situation, but the color difference is stark enough that you can definitely tell it's a different color. So next up we have this red shade, and it's actually kind of similar in that it has that almost same glittery look to it. The differences are, of course, this one is a red base when it's in its cold state, and instead of hollow glitters, these glitters are actually iridescent. So from what I can see, the iridescent glitters are kind of shifting pink and yellow. So again, 2 coats for full coverage on this one. Honestly, in its cold state, I feel like this was a 1 coater, but when it's in its warm state, it actually turns turns into this really soft white. So when it's in its warm state, you definitely want to have a second coat on so you don't get that visible nail line, but you can really see how those iridescent glitters shift based on when it's cold or when it's warm, which I think is such an awesome thing. I definitely want to see more iridescent color changing polishes. Next up, we have another polish that is packed with glitter. This one in its cold state is a bright royal blue, and this one is packed with silver glitters in a few different sizes. And again, we have that situation where the first coat is fully opaque when it's in its cold state, but when it's in its warm state, again, it does turn into that sort of white color. So you definitely want to have a second coat on for when it's warm. And I don't know why I've been so cold lately, but I guess because it's winter for me. But when I wear color changing polishes in the summer, they are always in their warm state. So just be aware of that, what your body temperature tends to be or what time of year it is when you are using color changing polishes, because it might not always be in the cold state. It might be always in the warm state unless you're kind of messing around and playing with it. But yeah, you can see a very stark color shift here. It was super cool and actually really fun to play with. And last but not least, we actually have this one, which ended up being a surprise favorite. So this one in its cold state is a black that is absolutely packed with gold shimmer and little hex glitters, but then it also has these little secret silver hollow bar glitters. And oh man, I've been really loving the bar glitters lately, so I was so excited to see it. They're pretty subtle when it's in its cold state, but when it's in its warm state, you can see them a little bit better. So like I said, when it's cold, it's a black base, but when it's warm, it actually has a gold base. And this is seriously the most unique shift that I have seen. I've never seen this combination of colors in a color changing polish, so I thought that was just so fun. There's something so elegant about it. I mean, obviously black and gold just always looks really gorgeous together, but oh man, I don't know, I just really love this one. So kind of hard to capture these for a comparison chart, but I tried my best to show you guys what all of them looked like in the middle of their shift. So with the exception of the top left, where you can see I wasn't able to capture that trithermal all at once because my nails are fairly short, but again, just remember that that one does get even more purple when it's very cold. But other than that, all of these do shift the cold on the top of the nail and then the warm on the bottom of the nail. So yeah, those are the color changing ones, and honestly, I love them. I did get a little taste of the Modelones color changing polishes in a recent swatch review I did, where one of the kits that I had 2 color changing polishes, and I believe both of the colors of those were mini versions of 2 of the shades that I went over today. But yeah, I really love them. I thought they were super responsive to the temperature change, and I thought it was really cool because obviously my hands were super cold when I was swatching them. It was so cool to see how quickly it went back to being cold after I dipped my hand in warm water. I just thought that was really cool. So yeah, now that we've gone over the color changing ones, let's talk about the glitter toppers. So it is possible to sponge on your glitters. I do have a video on that, and you can do that with gels. I am showing you guys these as toppers, so I am going to be applying them over black. I am using Modelones Cocoa Black, so I will link that down in the description as well. But yeah, let me just show you guys those swatches. So roll footage number 2. So once again, we have these polishes that are unnamed, but again, you do get them in the full pack of 6, so you don't have to worry about missing out on any of them. We'll start off with this red shade, and again, I am pairing this over black. This is Cocoa Black, also from Modelones, so I'll link that down below. But yeah, again, I really love the idea of having a glitter topper in gel form, because sometimes I feel like I miss little spots of my nail when I'm going over them with toppers, and it's really hard to go back and add more without it looking lumpy and bumpy. So it's really cool to be able to do that before the polish cures, and you really don't have any time limit. Next up, we have this soft pink metallic hex glitter, and this one was actually really cool because it had also some larger silver hex glitters in it. Kind of hard to tell because this one was super packed, but I thought it added a lot of dimension to the nails, and I thought it looked super gorgeous. This one would probably be so beautiful over a soft color, but I really love that contrast over black. All of these shades, by the way, you can wear over any color or you can wear them on their own. Next up, we have the gold metallic glitter, and this one, for some reason on camera, camera, it looked a little bit more of a champagne color than it was in real life. In real life, I would say it was a little bit more of a yellow gold, but still neutral enough that it didn't just look like metallic yellow on the nails. I feel like this is just a classic to have. And again, you can kind of see me popping around the spots I missed and just taking my time, because that's just one of the things that I really enjoy with using gel polishes. So I definitely am feeling like my topper phase is gonna evolve into a gel topper phase. And of course, we couldn't have a gold topper without its silver counterpart. So we have the same polish, but in silver version. And again, it's just a really gorgeous classic to have. I absolutely loved the formula on these because I thought they were going to be a lot more sparse, but they ended up being really packed, which made it so fun to apply because it just looked like a whole party on the nails. I bet you wouldn't even have to sponge this on if you wore these polishes over a similar base color. I think that would also work really well. So here it is cured. You can see even after I'm messing around, it still ended up leveling itself out really nicely. Next up, we have this really interesting shade. This was an iridescent hex glitter. So this one was pretty funky in that it was iridescent, but it also definitely stayed in the same color range no matter what color I had it over. So it always kind of leans in the green and blue range, which ended up actually being really gorgeous and almost ethereal on the nails. So I really enjoyed that, but I don't think this would change color over a white polish. And last but definitely not least, we had another surprise favorite. It's kind of funny that the last polish that I swatched in both collections ended up being my favorite, but this one I thought it was just going to be a blue metallic topper, but it ended up being a blue, gold, and pink metallic hex glitter topper, and this one seriously felt like confetti on the nails. You can see when I first applied it, I got all of the larger glitters on the top near my cuticle, but I ended up just kind of pulling them down, and it was so easy to do and adjust that, and that's just why I'm feeling like my glitter topper obsession will become a gel glitter topper obsession, because it almost feels like it's impossible to mess up. So here are all of these shades together, and honestly, I think they're all really gorgeous. I mean, we do have the gold and silver, which are pretty much classics, but nothing too crazy or new, but I really loved the way that red looked, and of course, that surprise favorite with the blue and the pink and the gold just really felt like a whole party on my nails, so I loved that. So yeah, those are the glitters, and obviously, as you guys probably know, because I keep mentioning it, I've been in such a topper mood lately, so I really enjoyed these. I thought all of the options were really gorgeous, and I always just love having a variety of colors in glitter, not just like the gold and silver that you see a lot. So yeah, in terms of availability, both of these kits are available on the Model Ones website. Right now they are on sale for $19.99 USD each, and I do have a discount code with them. You can use the code KELLI10 to get 10% off. The gel lamp that I use is an LED lamp, and right now that is also on sale for $15.99 USD, and again, you can use my discount code on that. I also have a bunch of other favorites from Model Ones, including some really cool starter kits that just have everything that you need to get started with getting into gel polishes. So I actually have a little page on Model Ones where I've listed out some products that I've reviewed before. So I will link that page in the description so you guys can check that out. And if you'd rather just get a full kit with everything that you need, you can always do that as well. But yeah, so that is it for my review, but I would love to hear from you guys. Which of the two kits do you prefer? Are you into the color changing polishes? I want to hear from you, so let me know in the comments. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. And that is it, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from a lovely Patreon supporter. Her name is usually Lissa, but today she has requested that I pronounce her name in a very particular way. I'm having a hard time with this one. So today's question comes from Patreon supporter Oobly Subel Scooblet, and Oobly Subel would like to know, where on this planet would you most like to go? So obviously not including what is going on in the world right now, if I could travel anywhere in the world and I didn't have to worry about how much it costs, I feel like I would just go to a very beautiful tropical place, because I think I've mentioned before on my channel, I'm very much a vacation person, not a trip person. So I know some people love to go on trips where they do a lot of exploring. I am a person who likes to go on vacation where I just lay in the sand and do absolutely nothing for as long as possible. That is my ideal vacation. So I feel like, is Bora Bora the one with those really beautiful rooms on the water? I feel like that's where I would want to go. So yeah, I feel like either that, or honestly, I I've been to the Bahamas before and I thought that was a really beautiful place. Like honestly, I don't think it even matters which beach, but as long as I am on some sort of tropical like beach, I'm gonna have a good time. I know that's such a boring answer, but even though I do love and appreciate like exploring places, I have such bad anxiety that I feel like I wouldn't really fully enjoy it so much, especially like as of right now. Maybe in the future, once I'm better at managing my anxiety, I would love to like explore and go on like real trips to like other continents and like have a good time with that. But yeah, as of right now, I feel like my ideal trip would just be like an island beach vacation. That is it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!